This is Charlie giving you Wednesday's video, and today's video is titled The Problems with Being a Successful Trader. So you think, what? Problems being a successful trader? This came about as a conversation in our trading room yesterday. One of our traders is doing quite well, and he's now said, "Oh, I've got maybe some mindset issues here because I'm doing quite well," and he wanted to discuss some of them. So it gave me an idea for today's video to actually talk about some of the typical mindset issues that you might have or encounter when you're doing well as a trader. Because let's say you've started off as most typical traders start off not making money or losing money, and then as you put your effort in and you develop as a trader and you turn into being a profitable trader, then there are some mindset issues for you to deal with. So this is what I always do when I'm doing these videos. Hopefully you can sort of see my notebook here. This notebook goes everywhere with me. I have all my notes that I make on a daily basis here, that things I have to work through. So I always make some notes before doing a video, and then I just kick it out. So you can see I've just put the 6 bullet points down. So let's go through. So the first bullet point is disbelief. Some people, especially once they may have been through, may have taken them. I've interviewed people where it's taken them 4 years to become a successful trader. A really good interview that I did was with a chap called Doug Jones. If you go onto our website and go to our media tab, and under that, I think it's called Core Finance Interviews. If you go to that, then you can scroll down and see that interview I did with Doug. And I'm not saying he didn't have this issue. I'm just saying he was a good example of someone who took 4 years to really get it. And so if it's taken you a while to get it, then and I say that just because it can take people time. They're trying to find the right style of trading, trying to sort their head out, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, and then you get to this point where you disbelieve. Oh, blimey, I'm actually making money now. I've been making money for several months. And it's almost like, oh, blimey, I'm not used to this. So that's one problem we can have. Another one is feeling like you don't deserve it. You don't deserve the money. The amount of traders that we come across who get into trading because they want to make money from trading, and then actually when they make money, they feel that they don't deserve it because they feel like, oh, I'm just clicking a couple of buttons, on my mouse pad or whatever. I don't feel like I'm doing anything like in a traditional job. So that can be another one. Greed can be another issue. All of these are completely different issues. Different personalities will have different issues to overcome. So greed can be another one. You start making money and then you can get greedy. And what comes along with that can be, you can get a little bit too relaxed. You can say, well, I'll take this trade. I'm only giving back some of my prior profits. If I lose, it doesn't really fit any of the rules, but I just think it's going to go up. It's that type of mindset as well you can encounter. Then we've got a different type of mindset, which is a fear of giving it back. So you can actually start doing really well, but then get to a point where you're scared of, oh my word, this is my new normality, but I'm now not comfortable because I might give it all back. So that can be another one. And then the last one I've written down here is worrying about how long it could take before getting the account to a meaningful account size. So you're making money, you're doing quite well, and now you're starting to project forwards to the future, thinking, right, okay, I'm doing well, but if only I had, £100,000 in my trading account, how much more money would I be making? And that was actually one of our members. That was his issue that he was saying yesterday. So he's almost at this point where he's like, at this almost frustration point where he's like, oh right, I want to get going. He's doing well, but he now is like, oh, I really need more money to be. I want to be trading much more to make it even more tangible. So let's go back through these various elements. So I started off with disbelief. Now, disbelief is certainly something that people will encounter, especially if, like I've said, if you've been through a period, a bit like someone like Doug, not saying he had disbelief, but where it might have taken you, a couple of years or more to get to that point of consistency. So disbelief, how do you actually overcome disbelief? Well, one of the best ways you can do is draw upon other people who have been on the journey that you've been on, and say, okay, I'm now at this point where I almost don't believe that I'm now being successful, but actually everybody else that I've ever read about or know, who's been on my journey, has been through this phase as well. Just pick up a book or Market Wizards, for example. Most of the people who were interviewed in Market Wizards lost money in their early months or years. In fact, I'm sure there was one of the traders in Market Wizards, took him 9 years to become successful. So that can help you with your overcoming your disbelief to say, actually, this is perfectly normal, that it can take time for, and I've taken time for me, and I'm now at this disbelief phase. Well, actually, it's just that it's my neural networks are trying to create new connections now, because this is a new thing for them. It's a bit like you go and play golf, and you've always hitting the ball badly, and the ball's going left, right, and centre, and then you have some instruction, and then you start hitting the ball quite well, and you almost don't believe that it's happening. But the more you hit the ball and it keeps on happening, then those new neural networks will be formed, and then that creates belief. So for someone like myself, and I believe I'm a successful trader, and so no matter what happens in the short term, I can have losses and series of losses like anybody. But I've been through losing phases so many times over my 22 years. I've been through and I'm come back out again. So that belief is rock solid. But for someone who's only 2 years into their trading, they haven't developed that experience yet to build that belief. But it will happen. So believe that it will happen, and it will happen. Draw upon experiences of other people. The feeling of not deserving is another one which is quite interesting, because, sorry, I know that you're looking at the charts here, and I'm just looking at the camera here today. I'm not really doing anything on the charts, but feeling of not deserving, some people feel that way, and I think that is something that you probably need therapy for, because some people deep down in their core have beliefs about money which mean that they don't feel that they deserve to make much money, and so they feel like deep down that they should stay at a certain level. And so really, if you feel like that, you should probably have some therapy, just to help you with that, to help you with those feelings of not deserving the money. So that would be my best tip for that one. Nice and easy, actually. Let's move on to greed. Greed is a natural thing. You start making money, and then you can be susceptible to over trading, because you're making money and you think, oh yeah, I'll take this trade, this trade. So again, how do you overcome greed? Keep reminding yourself that you're only as good as your last trade. So if you start trading just because, oh, it's okay, I've had a great run, and this was the problem that I used to have. I'd have a great run in my earlier years and then give it all back, and then I went through this phase of just making money, giving it back, making money, giving it back. And that was because of greed, because I'm naturally a greed-based trader. And so what would happen was I'd make money because I was trading well and according to my rules and strategies, and then I would get overconfident, get greedy, and think, oh, I'll just take this trade, or I'll just take that trade, and it's only profit, that type of thing, and then gradually sort of give it back again. Then have to tighten up again, think, oh no, I've given it back, right, okay, let's be a bit stricter, and then the whole cycle would start again. So that is something that happens with greed. So you need to sort of just explain to yourself and keep reminding yourself that if you allow greed to kick in, then you'll get trapped in that sort of cycle. So there's no point in doing that. Maintain discipline. I have a whole course on maintaining discipline under my Trader Mindset course. If you really want to go through mindset, then I would urge you to get hold of that. And that leads into the next one, which is it's only profit. I think really greed, and I wrote down it's only profit, they really amalgamate into one. So it is only a profit, but it's your profit now, and you need to change that belief to say, no, this is my money now. I'm not just going to put it at risk just on a whim. I'm actually going to still maintain my discipline and continue to take only those right appropriate setups. But then we get the flip side to that, is point number 5 I've written down here, is the fear of giving it back. And so you're making money. There's nothing wrong. You're doing well. And then all of a sudden this fear creeps in where you start to tighten up. And so what happens when you tighten up is that you're making money, but then you get this fear that you're going to give back your profits. So tightening up means that you all of a sudden find yourself banking your profits that bit sooner on the winning trades. Maybe tracking your stop losses up that bit sooner than you were before. And then the very thing that you're trying to avoid is what you create. You manifest it. You start losing, because if you start moving your stops up too aggressively, more so than you were doing previously, then you'll naturally start getting stopped out more on your trading stop. And if you're then on the winners, banking the profits just a little bit too early, then that combined with having some losers means that you end up starting to give those profits back. So you have to keep reminding yourself of what got you there, and keep reminding yourself that no, I've got to hold this profit for the target. I've got to maintain that discipline. So even someone who's fearful still has to maintain discipline. Keep reminding yourself this is just one trade in the next 50 trades. And if I behave like this, though, if I bank this profit early, it may make me feel good right now, but actually it's not going to make me feel good over the course of 50 trades, because if I take 50 trades like this one, then I'm self-sabotaging it in essence in order to try and make myself feel good, and my end result over 50 trades will be worse. So don't do it. Again, remind yourself of that. And the last one I've written down here is that worrying about how long to get to a meaningful account size. That's a tough one, because let's say you're trading with 5, 10, 15,000 pounds in your trading account, you're making money, and so you're making some tangible profits, but you've all of a sudden decided that they're not tangible enough. You want to be making profits based on a 50k account, or 100 or 150k or whatever. So there's not much we can help you with that. The only thing that I would say is that once you become more consistent in your trading, and there's this whole thing about consistent trading and consistent profits, which I think people get really caught up in, and that's about where people say making consistent gains. So they think that trading the market is like having a job and having an income, and then they make 5% every month or whatever, which is nonsense, because the markets aren't like that. The markets are like buses. You won't get bus come along and then 10 will come along at once, and it's like that with trading. So your as far as growing the account is concerned, the only thing you can do is keep doing what you're doing. It will grow, and it will continue to grow if you keep doing the right things. See trading as a long-term endeavor, not a short-term get-rich-quick type thing. And if you can add to the account, once you've got that consistency, as I'm saying, I don't mean making profits, like I said, month in, month out. I'm talking about consistency. So you look back over a 6-month period, and over that 6-month period, you might have had 4 winning months, 2 losing months. That's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. But you're consistent. Your approach is consistent, and you're making money. Then you can actually start to add, if you've got surplus funds, you might have a job, your trading might be part-time, you've got a job, then you can put some of extra cash into it. So you're building up the account, plus you can put some extra cash in periodically as well. That's what I did when in my early days I was adding to it whilst I was still working. So that's always a good thing. One thing that I don't advise is adding to your account whilst you're losing. So try not to do that. If you're losing money, you've got to try and turn the trading around. Don't just keep feeding the beast, so to speak, in that regard. Anyway, those are some of the issues that people can have with being a profitable trader, and I hope I've just given some ideas here for some of you there today when it comes to, okay, you're making some money, but these are some of the psychological issues that can then come along, and hopefully I've given you some food for thought there. So nothing on the charts today, but I thought these might be an interesting video anyway. Give us a thumbs up as always, it much appreciated. It always benefits the channel, and any comments below are welcome as always. Take care for now. I'll see you on Friday for live trading. However, I'm actually going to be recording in the trading room tomorrow, because Friday is going to be the end of the week, and we're going into July 4th weekend. I suspect the markets are going to be really quiet, so I'm actually going to record the video tomorrow during tomorrow's session with the guys in their trading room. Take care for now. I'll see you soon.